Hello everyone, in this video we're going to work together to answer the question, how do we write a fraction as a sum of unit fractions with the same denominator? So the only difference between today's lesson and the one that you watched last night is that we are going to deal strictly with unit fractions in this lesson, okay? And what I've done here is I've given you an example of what a unit fraction is, and it's really quite simple. So unit fractions, okay, are any fraction, no matter the denominator, okay, but unit fractions are any fraction with a 1 in the numerator, okay, so I've given you examples like 1/2, 1/3, 1/6, 1/10, and 1/100th, and if you compare all of these, you can find out what they have in common, and that's that there is a 1 in the numerator of each fraction. And I've gone ahead and I've highlighted those for you right here so that you can see the similarities between all 5 fractions. In the model problem, what we're going to do is we're actually going to be using fractions that you saw in the previous lesson, but instead today what we'll do is instead of writing just any sum of fractions, we're going to write 4/10, okay, as a sum of unit fractions, keeping in mind that those unit fractions are fractions that have a 1 in the numerator. And what you can see right here is that I've taken 4/10 and I've decomposed it or broken it down into 1/10 plus 1/10 plus 1/10 plus 1/10, all 4 unit fractions. In addition to breaking it down this way, I've also taken it and used the tree diagram right here, and I've decomposed 4/10 and broken it down into 4 unit fractions of 1/10, 1/10, 1/10, and 1/10. So for practice problem 1, I want you to go ahead and take 5/8, okay, and break that down into a sum of unit fractions, okay, which means you are going to have 1s in all of the numerators and all of the 8s, okay, in all of the 8s that you'll be breaking 5/8 into, okay. So go ahead and hit the pause button, solve it just like I solved it and modeled it for you in the model problem. Hit play and you'll see the solution. So welcome back. As you can see, I've taken 5/8 and I've decomposed it or broken it down into 5 1/8 pieces. So I've taken 1/8 plus 1/8 plus 1/8 plus 1/8 plus 1/8, and I know these are unit fractions because there are 5 1s up here. Okay, there's a 1 in each numerator, okay, and 5 of these 8s added together, the sum is 5/8, and I've gone ahead, as I hope you have as well, and if you haven't, please make sure that you do it for some practice, is that I've broken down 5/8 into the tree diagram into these 5 1/8 pieces. For practice problem 2 and 3, you'll notice that they're the same problems that you saw last night. The only difference today is that you will actually go ahead and break down 3/7 and 6/11 into sums of unit fractions instead of just sums of any fractions that you can think of with a common denominator. Instead, today you're going to come up with 1/7 plus something equals 3/7, and do the same thing for 6/11. So once again in this video, just to recap, we work together to answer the question, how can we write a fraction as a sum of unit fractions with the same denominator?